Okay, hello. Hello. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. So can you hear
Did
me?
you? Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So thank
How
you
are you
for joining.
doing?
Okay, I am fine. And you?
Sorry, I lost you. I can hear you.
Okay.
How are you
So
doing?
okay, I am fine. And how are you?
I'm fine also. I'm fine. Very busy, but yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Okay. So basically, today is our second day, and today mainly I will try to discuss about the some web application part of Google Earth Engine, and also try to discuss some real-time data sets such as temperature data, NDVI data set, and how we can easily connect the web application. All of the things we try to discuss. Okay. Okay. Before that, I just simply start the recording. I also provide you the recorded video class.
Okay.
Okay. And also share my screen. I think something issue. Just a minute.
No worries, no worries.
Okay. Okay. So just a minute. I try to share. Okay. So now can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So now it's okay. Okay, so my networking some issues, so that's why I simply stop the video. Okay.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, I simply open my code editor. Okay. Okay, so basically, first of all, I will try to discuss about a user interface of Google Earth Engine. It's very common in user interface. It's called the button. Okay, so button,
Mm-hmm.
we can use the button in Google Earth Engine platform. Suppose when you can click on this button, it will be create the any function. So when I click this button, it generate anything. Okay, so for the button, we are using a function. It's called the UI dot button. Suppose UI dot button. So this is the function user interface button. When you want to create the button on Google Earth Engine platform, and when anyone can click on this button, what happened? It depend on this function. This function called UI dot button. This is the function. In this time, I want to check what is the argument of this function. For that, I just simply click on the control and space on my keyboard. Here I can get all of the argument. You can see level, on click, disabled, style, and image URL. Okay. So in this time, I just simply make a dictionary. I make a dictionary. Use the curly bracket. In
Okay.
this time, then you can see level. So what is the level? Label is the button name. Okay, suppose you can use the any name in here as a button. Suppose I simply create this button, click me, click here. Okay, suppose this click here, this name display on the button. In this time, I just simply
Mm-hmm.
remove this all of the things, and then I give the variable name. Suppose I take a variable name, and all of the things I stored in a variable. So just I simply take a variable. Suppose this variable name is that. You can use any variable name. Suppose I put the button. Okay, in this time what happened, you can see this is my function UI dot button, and I put the button name click here. Okay, and then when I print this button, I simply copy the variable name button and then simply paste here and click to the right. You can see it will be create a button in here. You can see
Okay.
click here. Okay, click here. So just if you want to change the name, suppose I put here this another name, suppose click me, then it's showing, you can see click me. Or if you want, you can use that any name which button name you want to read. You can simply, suppose I put the OK button, so you can see now it will be OK. In this time, you can see when I click on this button, there is nothing happened. In this time, I
Yeah.
want to add the any option. So when I click on this button, what happened? In this time, I want to add this. So for that, I can simply go to the docs tab and simply search that, suppose UI dot button. Then I can get all of the information about the button. You can see here I can get all of the argument. When I click here, you can see first of all level.
Uh-huh.
Level is that button's label or button's name. Okay, so it is the string. String means that you can see we already know about the data type, number data type, string data type. First class I also try to discuss about that. So string means that character. So you can label is that you can see you can use any name. On click function, you can see it's very important. On click, it is a function. Okay, in this time when you can click on this button, what happened? You need to define in the on click argument. So on click is the argument. So just I simply copy the on click. This argument I simply copy, and then I simply paste here. Suppose on click, and then in this time when anyone click on this button, okay, then what happened? I need to describe it in here as a function. So we already know about the function. So you need to use at the function keyword. So function keyword. Then I simply use at the parenthesis and use at the curly bracket. In this curly bracket, I need to define what happened when anyone click on this button. So in this time, suppose I just when I click on this OK button, it print. Suppose it print uh, hello world. Okay. So when anyone click on this button, it print hello world. Okay. So let's go. What happened? You can see. I click on the run button again. In this time, you can see when I click on the OK, it's showing the hello world. Okay. So what happened?
Mm-hmm.
In this time, you can use anything, any information. Suppose you want to add a map. So when you can click on this OK button, this map is the display. So anything you can write in on click under the on click function. Suppose you can also add here, suppose I just print, suppose 3 plus 6. Okay, so 3 plus 6 is the 9. So when I click on this button, it
Yes.
automatically calculated 3 plus 6. You can see it nothing this time. So in this time, I also need to use here the another things. This thing is that I need to use here the EE dot number function, because
Yeah.
it is a number.
Mhm.
Number. And I use here the add function. Okay, add, because plus sign is not work in here. So in this time, I need to add here the add with another number, EE dot. I use here the number function and store in here. The E dot number. Okay, in this time, okay. In this time, I just simply, if you want, suppose you want to add the another way. So for that, I can
Mhm.
simply add here the print. Suppose I print the anything. Suppose I simply print the welcome, another string. Then click to the run. You can see in this time. When I click that, you can see it's showing the hello world as well as in the welcome. So in this time, which you want to add in here. So any calculation, anything, it will be appeared. Suppose I also try it again explain just a minute. Suppose in this time, I simply add a button. So I simply use the button, and when anyone can click on this button, it display the coordinate of this map. So in this time, this coordinate it display on this button. Okay, so for that, I just simply make a dictionary in here and also make the another dictionary in here. And in this time, first of all, label. Suppose I put the label name such as map get center. You can use any name, button name. I put the button name is the map get center. Then on click. So in this time, when anyone click on the map.get center, it display the coordinate of the center of this map. So for that, I simply use a function. I make the function, and in this function, I just need to print another. You can see another function is that map dot get center. Okay, you can see. So this is the function. When I want to print this, mainly it return the coordinate at the center of the map. Okay, so just I simply copy map.get center and then simply paste here. Okay, then I remove in all of the things not for this time. I simply remove. In this time, what happened? You can see all of the things I want to store it in a variable. Suppose this variable name is that button. You can use any variable name button and store in here. In this time, when I want to just print this button, simply copy the variable name and paste here and click to the run. In this time, what happened? You can see map.get center. Which name I want to put it, it's showing the. In this time, this map, what is the center value of the coordinate? When I click on this map, it will be computed. You can see. So it computing this. You can see this center of this coordinate. Suppose in this time I change this map display. I want to focus only another. Suppose I focus the Bangladesh boundary. So just I simply increasing, and then I simply click to the run, and then
Mhm.
click on this button. In this time it's showing that you can see this coordinate with the Bangladesh center of the Dhaka. Okay. Also you can see the longitude and latitude you can get. Okay, so we can use the button for different types of user interface. In this time you can see another thing is that in this time this button print in the console, but I want to add this button on the map. I want to add this button in this map. Okay, so for that I need to use a function. In this function called the map dot add. Okay, so in this time I simply call the button, simply call this button and paste here. In this time this button is add on my map. because I use a map.add function,
Okay.
and then I simply click to the run again. In this time, you can say I can get it wrong. Widget cannot be added to a panel if they have been printed in the console. So in the same time, you did not print the button in console tab as well as also map tab. So that's why I simply remove this or commenting. In this time, it not executed. When I click on this, you can see it's showing the map.getCentered on my map. In this time, I want to
Okay.
set the button on my map. Okay. And when I click the result, you can say I can get the result on the console. But is there another way? Suppose I want to display the result on the map. So in this time, today I mainly discuss about the button function. So in this time, you can see we can also add here the different types of. Okay, so I simply try to show you that. Suppose UI dot button. In this time, also you can see different types of argument on this function. You can see label function. We discuss about that. Label is that mainly the name of your button. On click, it is the function. Mainly when anyone click on this function, what happened? It display the result. Then disabled. Okay. Suppose in this time, disabled, you can see this value is the boolean. Okay. Boolean, true or false. Default, false. Okay. So if you did not use anything, then it's showing as a false. False means that it will be
Uh-huh.
not disabled. But you can see when I use this, I simply copy this argument from here and use this argument in here. So just I simply comma sign and then simply paste in here this argument and put here the true. In this time, what happened? You can see I use here the true. True. Okay, that's coming. I need to use this parenthesis in here. Also remove this. Okay, then click to the run. In this time, what happened? You can see. In this time, when I click on this button, there is nothing happened. There is nothing happened. You can see. There is nothing happened when I click on this button. Okay, because I use at the it in this time it disabled. But when I use at the false, it's not need. But default it false. Okay, it all time defaults false. In this time when I can click to the run, you can see it's showing the result in here. But suppose I simply remove it, it's not need, and click to the run, it default as a false. So click on this button, now it works because you can see disabled, it is a boolean, and default it false. Okay, but when I want to use the true, it's not, this button is not work. Okay, then also you can see the
Okay.
style. You can use the different types of style in this button. Suppose I simply copy the style argument from here and use this style argument in here. Just I simply paste here style. Suppose I want to increasing the width of this button. So just I simply use here the width. Suppose I put this value such as suppose 100 pixel. In this time you can see this button is increasing. Suppose I also put here
Okay.
this suppose 500, then it will figure. Okay, you can see. Okay, now this button size is increasing the width as well as you can also increasing the height, as well as if you want you can also add here the different types of background color. So lot of operation we can easily do in Google Earth Engine platform. Suppose I want to suppose just a minute.
For example,
Yeah,
Mission, if I have one image that I've designed and I want to use it as a button, how I can do that with the style?
yeah, we can also do it. Yeah, we can also do it. Suppose you want to design any button like this. Suppose I also try to show you this. Suppose you can see different types of icon. You can see different types of icon. Click here, click here. So this type of image we can also use here, but this image must be PNG file format. Then we can use this image for use in Google Earth Engine platform as a in here. Okay. So in this time, suppose suppose in this button I want to add more style. Suppose I want to add here the background color. I want to add here the border. So all of the things I want to add in here. So for that, I just simply suppose I want to add here the background color. So I use here the background color and put here the color such as I simply put the light background color such as suppose light gray. And the background color is the light gray. And click to the run. This time I can get the background color is a light gray. Okay. Such as I also add here then another thing. Suppose border. I want to add the border, then border type and border. Suppose I want to add the border type, border, as well as also add here the border color. So I simply use at the border of this button. Border, then I simply put the border size. Suppose border size is the 5 pixel or 10 pixel. I put the 10 pixel. Okay, then border type. I put the border type as a solid type. And after that, I simply put here the border color. Suppose I use here the dark gray color. Okay, and click the run. This we can get the border. You can see look like this. Okay, so you can see border. Also add the border, 10 pixel border, and this border is a solid, and the green color is the dark. So when I want to suppose I put the 5 pixel, then it's also better. This border. And when I click on this, what happened you can see. Now this result of the center of this map coordinate lat long. Okay, so next time we also try to add here the some data set such as different types of air quality parameter data set you want to observe. You want to add here the different types of data set and make the web application. Then I hope we can also understand about this button. So basically in this time button is that we can use at the level as the name on click function. We can use the on click function from such as what happened when you want to click on this button. It lot of you can add the function. So basically on click is a function. Disabled is that true and false. It's the default. It's not optional. You can say optional. Also is a style is that we can use at the background color. Also you can see image URL, optional image URL if provide. The button will be rendered as an image. The hello text will be shown on mouse hover. Only data URLs you can simply go to. You can see there also provide the link. From this link you can get also some images. So just I simply go to this link. Load from this website. Different types of images we can add here. Just a minute. Okay. No information available on this page. I think there was something going on the site. That's why not. Okay, so we'll also try to discuss about the image over later. What happened in this website? In this time, suppose in this time I want to add the more other options. Suppose when you can click on this map, it display the region of interest. It display the your boundary of your shape file. Okay, so for that we are using the same button. Suppose I simply change the button look like this. Suppose I put this name. Suppose show the map. I put this button name, show the map. You can see now it display the show the map. Okay, so when you can click on this button, it display the map. So for that, first of all, I need to import my shape file. Okay, and previous class we also try to discuss about that how you can easily import the shape file. The first class I also try to discuss about this part. So in this time here I already imported the shape file. Suppose I want to import the shape file such as Bangladesh. So I simply import the Bangladesh shape file here. In this time I simply put the name. Suppose this is the ROI. ROI. Okay, you can use any name. So mainly when you want to display the boundary area, so we mainly use here, you can see this function map dot add layer function, and simply use there the ROI. You can click on the run. Now it display the result of the Bangladesh boundary, you can see. But in this time, I want to get the result from the click on here. When I click on here, it display the result. Okay, so when I click on this result, it display the result. For that, I just simply see, I simply click on here. It's showing is a this type of variable. I simply copy it. I simply copy this line, and then on click function, you can see I make a dictionary in here. Okay, I simply change it. I simply remove this in this time. It not need, and in this function, I simply add this code, and then also try to add here the display. Suppose map dot add layer and all the ROI. Okay, let's go. The click to the run, and I also remove this code. Instant, you can see. Just click on this one map. So now I can see it will be at the layer. Okay? And I also remove it. It also not need. I simply remove. Also not need. And also not need. I also remove it. There is the nothing need. In this time, when I click on the run again, you can see there is nothing happened. There is nothing happened. But when I click on this show the map, just simply click on the show the map, it display the result of my boundary area of Bangladesh. Okay, you can see now it display. Now, suppose you want to add the map of NDVI or any air quality parameter map you want to add for the Bangladesh. Suppose I want to add the air quality monitoring map for nitrogen dioxide for the Bangladesh. So when I click on this map, then it is showing the result of the nitrogen dioxide. Okay, for that, first of all, I need to import the data set. Okay, so now we can talk about that. So I use the same code and try to discuss all of the things step by step. Okay, so in this time, so in this time, simply commenting all of the things. It's not needed in this time. In this time, we are talking about the air quality parameters data set. So air quality parameter data set we can get from here. So just I simply browse data catalog. And go to signal. Sentinel-5 satellite imagery we are using. So just I simply open such as Sentinel-5, you can see. Spelling of the Sentinel-5 tropospheric monitoring instrument. This data set we are using for monitor the air quality, different types of parameter such as ozone, methane, formaldehyde, aerosol, carbon monoxide, this type of data set. Okay, you can see. Okay. So in this time, suppose I want to work with for the data set such as nitrogen dioxide. I want to monitor the nitrogen dioxide and also try to make the nitrogen dioxide map for the air quality parameter for the Bangladesh for any specific time period. And when I click on this button, then it display the map. Okay, but then next future class I also try to discuss the lot of another process. When you can click on this map, it's showing the display the time series chart of when you can click on this map, it's showing the result for the any specific region. So all of the things we try to discuss step by step. So in this time today I will try to show you that how you can easily import the data set, and then you can connect the data set with your button. So when you can click on this button, it display the air quality parameters of the nitrogen dioxide map of Bangladesh. Okay, so let's go. So I simply click the Sentinel 5. So here you get all of the information about this data set. Here you can see mainly Sentinel 5 data set is the offline nitrogen dioxide, and it is the data set available. You can see we can get the data set from this time period. Okay, and this data set is the European Union Copernicus this data set provider. And this data set has a also Earth engine snippet. You can see. Okay, then basically this Earth engine snippet is the unique ID of the data set. So this is the unique ID of the data set. In this time, this data set, I need to import my code editor. So this is my code editor. This code editor, I need to import the data set. For that, I just simply copy the data set from here. This name, this unique ID, simply copy and then paste here. Okay. And then I simply put the name such as, I take a variable name, suppose NO2. Now this data set is imported in my code editor. Okay, so now this data set is imported in my code editor. Okay, so in this time, this data set I need to filter for my specific band as well as also a specific time period. Okay, so for that I simply use a function. This function called the select function. In this time you can see this data set has a different type of band. You can see band. Nitrogen number, column number, density. This is the one kind of band, and this unit is the mole per meter square. The tropospheric, stratospheric, okay, tropopause pressure. So in this time, I want to work with the density of nitrogen dioxide. So for that, I simply copy this band name, simply copy and paste here. Okay. And then suppose in this time, I want to observe for a specific time period for year of 2022, this time period, month of January, what is the happened of the nitrogen dioxide density for Bangladesh? I want to observe it. So for that, I simply use here the filter date function. And after that, I simply put here this start date and end date, such as year of 2022, suppose month of January. And I also put here this time period such as 2022, month of January, suppose 31. Okay, month of January, I can take the data. And then each time, I want to check how many emails are available. As well as this data set, I want to need only for the boundary of Bangladesh. So for that, I simply use another function. It's called the filter bounds function. Filter bounds function is mainly intersecting with your full data set for your region of interest. So in this time, I put here the ROI. Okay. In this time, you can see there is a no ROI. So for that, I simply copy the same code from here. I simply copy the same and paste here. I paste here. In this time, I simply just use the print function. My battery just. Okay. Okay, just I simply print here NO2 and use the size function and click. Then you can see in this time it computing how many images are available for my region of Bangladesh, month of January, year of 2022 for the nitrogen dioxide density. Here I can get total 418 images. Okay, this 418 images I want to use, and you can see what is the time period. If you want to check this total of all of the time period from the image collection, you can see here I can get feature. Here you can see the some image is the capture of the 2022 2nd January, 3rd January. Also you can see some image 4th January, 5th January. So different time, every single day we can get these images. In this time, I need to create all of total 418 images. I just create the average result of the density. Okay. So for that, I just simply take a variable. Suppose this variable name is the average NO2. Okay. And then I simply call the NO2 and then use the reduce function. Reduce, how I can reduce? Earth engine reducer dot mean. Okay. And it's simply clip with my shapefile ROI. Okay. So now our map is ready. If you want to show the result, I can simply use the map dot add layer. And then I simply call this, I simply copy this visualization variable name and then paste here. Okay. In this time, I simply copy this variable name from here and paste after the copy the variable visualization variable name and paste after the object name and click the run. In this time, you can see the problem. Okay. Now it's okay, I think. Okay. Okay. So now it display the result you can see for the nitrogen dioxide for Bangladesh. Okay. So mainly this red color is identify the high density. If you want to check the value, so you can see in inspector tab. I simply click on the inspector and click on this button. You can see display the result for the coordinate. The is that 0.00375 mole per meter square. And also check here. You can see I can get the result. So if you want, we can also next class we also try to discuss about that how you can easily create the panel. This result in this time showing the inspector. But when you can create the web application, you can add the map and click on this map. It display the result on the map. Okay, what is the value? Okay, we'll start the later. So in this time, you can see it showing the result look like this. So in this time, how I can add?
We
Suppose
can,
yeah,
Mijaner, we can,
yeah.
just before we go, we can also add map and the graph from the same data. We can display it in a chart.
Yeah, we can also same data. We can also get the chart. Okay. We can also
Okay.
add the chart. Okay. I also tried to discuss later. Just a minute. So in this time, suppose this is my map. This map I want to add with my user interface. Suppose in this time when I make the user interface, when click anyone can click on here, it display the map. Okay. As well as when anyone click on this map, then it display the time series chart. When the value is the high, when the value is the low. So this type of analysis we can easily connect with